republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, am I in the wrong seat? Yeah, you're in the right seat.
That's where they put you, side seating.
You put me next to the boss?
You don't have minutes.
Reports? Parks and Rec?
Sure.
Good afternoon, Board. Just an update on programming. We had our owl encounter and night hike at the Willows. This is led with the Indian Run Environmental Education Center. So this was 45 minutes inside of the Willows Mansion, where we had an education seminar on owls. They brought some live owls, gave some education on owl calls, and this was followed up with a 45-minute hike in the Willows, or in the Willows Trail, and we did some owl calls. We didn't physically see one in person, but we did see some flying overhead, and we definitely heard some. So it was a great night. Furthermore, we had our Champions Pickleball Clinic. This one was on November 16th. We have our next one coming up on December 21st. Again, our Radnor's Champion programs are programs for children with developmental differences. Our partner, Universal Rackets, to give them a quick shout out, they recently had a collaboration with UFC fighter Sean O'Malley, who has over 5 million Instagram followers. And so we're just grateful to be partnered up with them. They have 2 upcoming programs with us indoors, Ready Set Rackets and indoor adult clinics. The age range for the Ready Set Rackets is 1.5 through 5. They're really trying to get this age group going for pickleball. Pickleball is one of the largest growing sports in the country. And then also, again, just our indoor adult clinics, they always have a lot of viability there. Little Tykes go on hikes. We have our hot chocolate hike with hiking hounds upcoming as well. We have another Radnor Champions program confirmed with our program partner Skyhawks. This is the Fitletics program. This will take place at Ithan Elementary, January 11th through February 8th. We're looking to do this more throughout the year rather than just one time in the winter. We're looking to do this outside in the spring and summer as well. And our men's pickup basketball is started. It's on Mondays, 8 to 10 at the Radnor Activity Center. That's all I have for the programming report. Any questions from the board? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bakir. Great job. Just a couple of other updates to just supplement in terms of the community events that took place and are taking place. Here in December, we had our 13th annual Santa's Delivery event on Sunday, where we took an amazing 5 motorcades of police motorcycles and vehicles and fire engines and township vehicles, public work vehicles out into the community to deliver pre-registered gifts to all the kids. So just to give you some order of magnitude on the gift deliveries in the households this year, we started this event in 2013 and we had 169 households. And this year we had 734 households, which is amazing, and as an event has continued to grow over the years. In terms of gifts, we had 382 gifts in 2013. This year we had 1,738 gifts. Hence the need for 5 motorcades, of course, to go out into the community. And as you can imagine, it requires an awful lot of people and an awful lot of hands doing a lot of things together. which is just an amazing feat in and of itself from beginning to end, from the time we start collecting gifts in late October to the time, 5:30, 6 o'clock at night on Sunday when we deliver that last gift. And amazingly, it's seamless, especially due to all the people that we have involved. So I want to take an opportunity. I especially want to thank the Parks and Recreation staff, especially our department staff, Tracy Kroom, Natalie Masosha, and Christina Rios are really at the forefront of all those gifts coming in every day. We used to have 2 gift drop-off days, and one was Black Friday, and we had another day where we had gift drop-off, and they all came in one full swoop. Now they come in on a rotating basis, so no longer do you sit down at your desk. Does the doorbell ring again? And we have a doorbell set up, of course, so when people come to the door, we're able to go out and answer it and then check the gift in, make sure the registration form and everything looks okay, and then there's basically a brigade from there on how it gets allocated, zoned, and placed in the storage room. Then they all get numbered. We have 5 zones, so sometimes there's overlaps with zones, and sometimes ones that are in one zone end up going in another zone because we try to equalize them so that they're balanced across the 5 zones that we have out there. So internally, staff does an amazing job with that. And then from there, our police department, we work with them on the routes so that we have safe ingress, egress through neighborhoods, being mindful of, fire engines and overpasses and things like that. So there's a lot of logistics that goes into it and a lot of time. So then there's a lot of lists and things that get appropriated by motorcade. And then when we get to the big day, of course, we require a significant amount of staff to be there, riding in all those vehicles, getting on and off the engine. We have 5 Santas, and we have 5 teams basically that are out there. And I really want to thank the police department, of course, for all of their efforts in leading the way. The fire departments that work with us, Radnor Fire Company, Bryn Mawr Fire Company, of course, but then we also get supplemental help from Penwyn Fire Company, all the way down in Penwyn over Brook Hills, come all the way up here to do it with us and have an enjoyable time doing that, which is fantastic. Broomall Fire Company is also with us as well. And then, of course, this year, our 5th engine was the police and fire, the police water rescue vehicle. So the amphibious vehicle that we have, probably have seen it out there in the creek parking lot. Santa got to ride on the back of that with a lift gate. That Santa happened to be Jamie Metzler, who is a detective. So just full team on board, everybody working together. And this year, again, Bill Remfrey served on the zone that I was on as well, Zone 5. I believe you're in your 3rd year now working with us, if I'm not mistaken. 4th, sorry. Coming along with his wife Emily and their friend Claudia, volunteering for the day. And of course, Howard Childs was on board with us as well this year for the first time. So I just want to thank you guys. I know that December is so hard, and trying to pinch, an ounce of time out of December is impossible. And I just want you to know that it means a lot. And, we sent out a thank you message to everybody that participated today, and it literally was one after another feedback coming back to tell us how awesome it was for moms to hug Santa and how they had a tear in their eyes, seeing their kids receiving gifts, and the spirit and just the warmth and everything that everybody has brought into the neighborhoods. And, we see it on our route. There's people we've seen for many, many, many years, and they're just so thankful to have this type of an opportunity in Radnor Township. So it's something very special. And I know when I talk about it to other park and rec directors, and I try to explain it, because it's not an easy concept, understanding the pre-registered gift, and they just look at me and they're like, that's way too much work. Because it is. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And I will say that, out of everything we do across the year, it's the one event that it touches only residents. We're not going outside of the township, and we get the most amount of feedback from it, and it's all positive. And then just another positive out of it, too, is we do a toy collection. So we kind of run a campaign that if you're running, if you're registering a gift for your child, Santa's coming to give, a gift to your child, we want you to register a gift for a child in need as well. So this year, we generated about 330 presents and gifts that are going to be put to use here in Radnor Township for children in need. There's a Santa's event that'll take place at the Radnor Township Civic Association, I believe in 2 weeks. I think it's on the 20th. And those gifts will be given out there to meet the needs of children here in Radnor Township that have needs, as well as some that'll be given off to Toys for Tots. And then we also did a pantry collection as part of this, where we had about 450 items that were donated to go to the Wayne Presbyterian Pantry. So it's a positive, and everybody's always really excited about it. So I'm excited to speak about it, excited that we had 13 years, and looking forward to next year already, and already setting the date and getting ready, believe it or not. So just one other thing going on too, we're going to be having the inaugural Light Up Wayne event, which is a menorah lighting, 12:30 on Sunday. I know that snow is expected, so we've been getting a lot of inquiries about the event and whether or not there's going to be weather implications or changes. As of right now, there aren't any. The event will be on as planned, so that'll be taking place over at Wayne Train Station. It is a partnership event with our department and the Jewish Federation of Philadelphia, as well as Temple B'rithahim, which is the nearest temple here, of course, to Radnor, which is in King of Prussia. Which their spiritual leader, actually, their leadership is a resident here in Radnor that just moved to Wayne. So she's really excited to bring her musical talents to this event, and looking forward to just a lot of excitement, with that. We have a lot of businesses in Wayne that have jumped on board to participate with us. Matt Anthony Wayne, Sugaree, Compass Realty, and a host of others that have just really wanted to get involved and support the event, which is really sort of mushroomed into a bit of a festival as well. So hopefully the weather's not too cold, although it's not looking great on Sunday. And hopefully we can actually have a really great event there for the inaugural year. So I just wanted to give the update on those two items. So if you have any questions, I can certainly answer those.
If I may, just a quick comment, Tammy. Thank you, because I know you're the ringleader of all this madness on Santa's delivery. Each year, even though we've done a few years, each year I am in awe of the logistics and how much work goes in from our police and from your staff, and it is seamless. The other thing, it never ceases to amaze me, is not just the amount of joy it brings to the children, but all ages. We'll buzz by, and our Santa's particularly outgoing, and he'll wave to just somebody walking their dog on the street, and they light up. They could be at my age or older or younger, and it's just a phenomenal event. So thank you to everybody and for the township for supporting it. It is a home run every year.
I'd just like to say ditto to exactly what Bill just said. It's my first time there, and it was just amazing to see the order in which everything was presented. And it seems like all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed. It was just an joyous day. And if you haven't done it, it's an experience that you won't forget. It was a great time. Thank you again, Tammy, and your staff. Board of Commissioners?
Yeah, thank you. The last Board of Commissioners meeting, and it's somewhat educational both to me and hopefully to some of the public, it was regarding e-scooters and e-bikes. And we passed a ordinance that showed the rights and responsibilities and some limitations for them. It's all kind of listed out in the code. Riders of electric bikes shall have the same rights and responsibilities provided for bicycle riders of the Pennsylvania Vehicle Code. Electric bikes shall be allowed in the same non-motorized bicycles, such as streets, highways, bicycle lanes. But then riders that are age 16, however, under the age of 16 are not permitted to use e-bikes on the streets, highways, and bike lanes. And then somewhat of a big one, which I didn't know, electric scooters are not permitted to be operated on private property. Like Pennsylvania has no rules for them, so they're not allowed on public property. But it's in there if anybody wants to read it. Thank you.
The board members do have a copy of the ordinance at your seats, if you have any questions.
I do have a question. What is the fine for a minor that is involved with this? Because it seems to be the arena where it's most,
Yeah, I think it was starting at like $25, but then the minor, a parent has to come and pick up the minor because they can't go home on the thing they're not allowed to be on. So that's one of the issues.
So this is bypassing the typical citation system that would be in place, so that it could be easier for the families. So it would be our internal ticketing system where they would get a slip for $25 and it not go straight to the magistrate.
and what are circumstances where a parent can't be identified and you have an electric vehicle? Is it impounded, or is it, do they take it, walk it home? What happens?
Yeah, I do not know yet.
I would
Good
have to-
question, though.
Yeah, we'd have to talk to the chief of police about that. They probably would impound it and get the child home.
We'll know once we see a bunch of teenagers walking bikes home on the side of the roads in Radnor.
I have a question. I know there's been a lot of publicity around accidents with electric scooters. Is that why they're not allowed and electric bikes are, or is there some other difference between the two?
Yeah, I'll try to answer that. Say the e-scooters, which aren't allowed on anything, nobody can actually get insurance for that. So there's no insurance, like if some accident happens or whatever. So per the state, they don't have any ruling for e-scooters. And it came to us through hearing other townships and issues and just reading the paper. Like it's almost every spot around us has had an accident with injury or somebody's died because of it.
And one other question, does that also imply helmeting rules with them as well? So that's part of the fine, and that would apply to minors as well?
Yes.
Yes, all riders are required to wear helmets. And also just one other note is that accessibility, so if there's a need, if there's a requirement, there's a waiver that can be obtained and a process to go through for anybody who needs to have mobility, which I believe is covered under the highway code. I think it's the state highway code. So you won't see that in this ordinance, but if somebody requires to have some sort of a mobility device, there is a waiver for that.
And would the helmeting fine just be restricted to minors, or would that apply to adults as well?
Yeah, I think for that it's the same as adults if they need to wear one or not. So it's really just for the minors. You know, for like motorcycles it was you had to wear a helmet, and now you don't have to wear a helmet.
So it would
Yeah.
only apply to minors, 16? Okay.
And then in the ordinance, it does mention e-scooters or e-scooters. It excludes mobility scooters and seated scooters. So, yeah, those aren't included with it.
Okay. Shade Tree Committee.
Just the update there is on Saturday, November 15th, there was the annual fall tree planting led by Frank Paris of the Shade Tree Committee, and they had 34 volunteers, and they planted about 50 trees in the eastern portion of the Willows where the Milwaukee forest is being planted. So continuing to populate that area. Otherwise, I don't have any other updates from the Shade Tree Committee at this time.
Okay. Other reports? Other reports. Old business?
I can talk about Odoriceo Park just briefly. I know that we, had set and aligned some goals and objectives, so continuing to work through those, as well as reaching order of magnitude cost on what the project ultimately may come out at. So I'll be prepared to update the board a little bit more on that in January, as that is under development. Just to sort of dovetail a little bit on the funding. I know we'll get to this in another area on the budget, or, we're talking about the budget later on, but there's, just to clarify, there's not an allocated portion of the budget for 2026 for Odoriceo. We are continuing to, work through an understanding of what the project's going to cost. How that will be funded in the future, is still a to be determined. We are still working off of the grant in terms of the concept development and the planning, so we're not expending any direct dollars on behalf of the township with regards to the planning and the design and engineering of the plan. So we are still covered there, which is great news, working off the Delaware County grant that we had gotten about a year ago. I do want to update the board. There is a group that is a Radnor mountain biking team that is with the called the Delco Revolution. They have interest in coming and speaking to this board in January. So I'm going to put them on the agenda. They are interested in having the conversation again about the wooded area for mountain biking. I know that this is something that came up several years ago. We had a lot of discussion. And there's not only interest in evaluating the wooded area at Odoriceo for this type of use, but also potentially the Brook Farm Trail and Brook Farmland. So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on it right this moment, but I wanted to at least give them the opportunity to have a platform to come and discuss it, and then just be prepared on my end to talk about some alternatives, because I think at this point we've made the determination that Odoriceo is not a good fit. We've had long discussions on that for a couple of years, and perhaps look to alternatives where this could be a feasible project, perhaps somewhere differently in the township.
Okay, parks project updates.
Just a brief update on Fenimore. The stable project and renovation continues to progress on schedule, which is great despite the weather. The masonry fixes have all been in place, and now we're starting the framing for the roof. And some of the interior renovations are also taking place. So that is underway. We also have the Fenimore Pavilion is also underway. We had set the pad and the sub-base, and all of the excavations have been done for the posts. Those were actually completed this week. All the forms have been prepared. The only holdup right now is that we haven't been able to pour the concrete just because of the weather. So all of the materials and everything for the supplies for the pavilion have been delivered, and they're on site. That's all just there, kind of waiting until we get a warm enough day, 24 hours, 48 hours to be able to pour concrete. Which at this point, just looking at the weather and then seeing that we're coming right upon the holidays, probably is going to be drifting more into January. So that project will be on hold for a little while.
Okay. The Radnor Township capital budget.
Again, just the update there. On Monday night, December 8th, the board did adopt the budget in terms of what that means for Parks and Recreation. So although no dedicated funding towards our capital infrastructure, for parks, which is something I know that the board is continuing to look at for funding opportunities, as we emerge into 2026 and then, of course, into 2027. But we do, from a department operational standpoint, we have an allocation for the new staff member for the park coordinator position that I had discussed with you at the last meeting. So that is something that we'll be working on in 2026, is trying to get someone to come in and fulfill that role. And then we also have an allocation for moving fleet, which replaces a vehicle that we have for our department that we use for transporting supplies, tables, tents, all the great things we take out to all of our events. The vehicle that we're currently driving is way beyond its lifeline. That vehicle will be replaced within the budget. So those are the two biggest factors that are impacting Parks and Recreation within the 2026 budget.
Okay. Parks impact funds and budgets. Okay. Where's that? Oh. New business? New business. Good, good.
All right, new business. Want to take an opportunity to recognize Howard Childs this evening. Howard joined the board, believe it or not, eight years ago. I remember when we received your application and your resume, and thinking about all the things that you described in your letter about how Radnor had such an influence on you, being here and living here pretty much all of your life, and having lots of experiences at all of the parks, you know, spending time at Clemmer-Crone, playing basketball with friends and riding your bike there, spending time at Warren Philippone and Beau Connor, and of course Odorosio Park being right in your backyard, and going to the Willows for school events and things like that. And it really was, there was no question that, coming and joining the Parks and Recreation Board was a great fit, and having you here. I know we worked really closely in sort of a lot of different community ways. I know you were really involved in the reunion that was happening annually at Odorosio Park to bring out members of the neighborhood and celebrate every year. And we developed a really great relationship through that. And then learning about just a lot of the things that you were doing in the community, your service with Second Baptist Church and your leadership there for so many years, and having the opportunity to see the appreciation that they gave to you just this past year was really quite compelling. There's no doubt about it that community service is in your heart, and it's something that I think so many people in the community can really look up to and see in you, and see in that spirit that lives in you. And there's so much more, serving on the board of the Radnor Township Civic Association and making sure that that facility thrives and is successful. And that's just in my Parks and Rec capacity, having these interactions. The depth of what you've brought to the township is so much more. There's so much interaction that you have with the Radnor Police Department, serving as a security ambassador, so to speak, for the neighborhood when there's certain issues and things that have come up in the Highland Avenue neighborhood, and working closely with them. I know you spent time in the Citizens Police Academy, which is not an easy program to go through and graduate from. It's something that takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. And I know you had a chance to work alongside Superintendent Flanagan, throughout that whole process. And then in addition to that, joining the Youth Aid Council, and serving, as the Youth Aid Council here, on behalf of the township, which I believe you're still going to do, as you now embark onto becoming commissioner, which is something that, we all want to celebrate and really look up to you, and know that you're going to do a good job as you move on to that seat. So I've really enjoyed my personal relationship and my professional relationship that we've been able to have, and I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've been able to bring to this board, especially in the last couple years as we've been talking about Odorosio Park and the improvements there, and just the way you've been a liaison to the community and getting people involved. I think you really have a great heart, and we're going to miss you. I'm so elated that you're still going to be working with us, in a commissioner capacity. So I'll still get to see you, and we'll get to work together, but we're certainly going to miss you on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Board. So I just wanted to say a few things. I have a plaque and I have something else that I want to give to you, but I also want to open up to the rest of the board members if there's anything that they would like to say.
Sure, Tammy, you hit a lot of things. You left out one thing, which was my first interaction with Howard back in 2013 or so, when he was coaching one of my daughters at Radnor High School on the basketball team. And I remember when Tammy told us we had an incoming board member a few years back, and she said, I'm not sure if you know this person, Howard Childs. And I tell you, I lit up like the kids with Santa Claus coming. You are just a pillar of the community and just one of the greatest men I've had the pleasure of coming in contact with. And it's been a thrill to come in contact again with you and have our paths cross again. Thank you for everything you do, and it's been a pleasure. And you'll do a great job on Monday nights up here, too.
else say anything else,
Oh,
okay?
yeah, I'll
Jim?
repeat the same exact thing, and same for my daughter at basketball practice. The basketball practice, whatever they were working on, the pick and roll, whatever it was, they were learning a life lesson every time, every practice. It was incredible. And it was, my daughter still remembers it to this day.
Just two quick words. You're going to do a great job in your new position. I think we're all looking forward to you in that spot, and it was always good to sit next to you during these hot meetings we've had here sometimes over the years. So I'll miss you on the board here, but at the same time, I know you'll do well in your new position.
Thank you all, that's it, right? Good. Okay, next.
So we also have a plaque for you. So
I'm
Ian,
sorry,
I didn't know if
Tammy,
you wanted
I don't mean
to.
to cut you off. I do want to say something.
Ask Ian to come out.
Do we have time?
Go ahead.
I know you wanted to hope that I would miss out on this opportunity, Howard, but I would never. We've affectionately always called Howard the mayor of Highland Avenue, and so for him to get this, and be recognized township-wide is really remarkable, and I'm very proud of you, Howard. I always felt like he, had the potential to do those things. He definitely has the heart and the leadership. I know that he's going to be a voice not just for, us, in our neighborhood, but for Radnor Township. And it's awesome to hear that he's touched, lives throughout the township and, so on. So, but congratulations. I wish you all the best. I'm always going to razz you. You're always coming. I'm his little sister, so. So congratulations, and we're very proud of you.
Yeah, Howard, it's been great to work with you. I want to echo what everybody else has to say, but just one simple request. When you're on the Board of Commissioners, please don't send any dog on leashes. It's just out here anymore.
We certainly expect that he's going to represent Parks well. I mean, one of the things that, being your ward is so voluminous with parks, there's Ditmar, West Wayne Preserve, Friends of Radnor Trails Park, The Willows, Odoriccio, South Devon Beauconnor. I mean, it's like 200-plus acres of parks. So no pressure to get park projects funded, but we're going to be expecting a lot from you.
Yeah, you oversee more land than the Prince of Monaco there.
Seriously, right? It's amazing how many acres of parkland there is in the 6th Ward. It's incredible. So I'd like to get a picture of you, maybe even with the board members. Ian's out to take some pictures of you with the plaque. We have a plaque that says, presented to you, Howard Childs, in recognition of your 8 years of leadership and dedication to the Parks and Recreation Board, proudly serving the residents of Radnor Township. And I also have a personal gift for you, too, so.
Do you want to come up here?
Sure.
I'm going to organize it, but I'm not going to be in it, so I can say, why don't the board come in and
How can you
we'll all
organize?
go down?
How can you organize that?
I don't, I'm a newbie, but that's all right.
I used that one too when I first came
You
out.
have to open this first, though.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that might be the first.
He'll know what it means. Everybody else might not know what it means.
Do I have a,
No, you can just go like this.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you, Tammy. And,
So the next time you want to play a game of horse at Odoriccio Park, which we have done on occasion, Howard will now have his own brand-new basketball. So when I beat him in horse, he can't blame it on the ball.
do we have a marker here? Is there a marker here anywhere?
We can get one.
Everybody can
Yeah,
sign
yep,
it?
we can get one. Get a Sharpie.
I'd just like to say before we take that picture there, I had no idea that this was gonna go where it has,
That's okay.
where it has led me. And, I'm sorry. I had no idea that this would have gone this far. The girls thing, the girls coaching, it was a scary thing the first day, you know. But I ended up staying there 13 years. And then from there, Tammy asked me to be on the Parks and Rec board, and I was trying to figure out what she saw that would indicate that I wanted to be a part of that. So part of this is Tammy's fault that I'm here and on the board and everything. And the other part of the other things that I do for the township is due to Superintendent Flanagan. He tricked me into signing up for the Youth Aid program. And both programs, the Youth Aid program, I really enjoy that. It's not lecturing kids, but it's just showing them, you know, everybody makes mistakes and you're able to get back on track. And I really enjoy that. But I wanted to say to Tammy, thank you, because you were the genesis for this whole thing, and it's just blown up to a place where I never thought it would be. And I'm grateful to you and for the township allowing me to do this. So it's, words can't say thank you enough, you know. And I just want to say thank you, and I thank you for our personal relationship that we've developed along the way as well. Thank you for the board. You know, I love the humor, the relationship. Bill, he welcomed me with warm arms and a nice, strong handshake here, and everybody here, and my man here helping me out, you know, watching with the clock when things were down. So it's just been an extraordinary experience for me, a person that just wanted to be in the lab and not have anything to do with people. I didn't want anything to do with people, and here I am. So life is if you just let life take you where it wants you to, you'll be able to, you know, grow and flourish wherever you're meant to be. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody on the board and everybody watching out there as well. And Jim, you know, found out our world is so small that one of the guys that I used to hang out with on the weekends that I used to get in trouble with, he's great friends with. So, you know, I just can't seem to get away from people around here. So, but it's just been a great time, and I'm looking forward to the future. Thank you again.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
I
Anything
what
I
I'd
can
like to
do.
I'm just gonna say, I'm being rude, I'm gonna butt in. Would you present this, or just hold it up, and you guys, and get a picture there? And Jim, could you come up too, I think, I hope? And
I think we were next chairman.
I apologize. But now, did Howard coach any of your kids?
Thank you.
Bill, could you come up? I want all the kids, but that's after we do this. We get that
Kids?
pic.
I like being a kid.
There you go. And Jim? Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah, Jim, you can get that picture too. That'd be great. On the other side, yeah. Oh, you stay there. No,
I had my picture.
no, you just get in there. I'm sorry.
Anyone else?
Well, okay, now, did he coach anybody else, or?
No,
No kids, okay.
no, but can we get the whole board though?
Yeah,
Why
get the whole board.
why
Yeah,
don't we get the,
whole board.
all right, let's get the whole board, if we can all get in.
Come on in here, Bakir.
We might have to, you might have to go back out.
I beat him.
It's the first time we've ever done pictures of them
Well,
meeting, so this is great.
I used to do something like this, but
No, you're good. Ready?
I think we have a
Thank you.
PIO department position open for you.
Found a pen.
Tammy?
You want me to try to sign that?
Anywhere you want.
That's great.
Anywhere you want. Are we adjourned? Are we adjourned?
hit the gavel.
I make a motion that we this. Motion to adjourn? Second. It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye,
All right.
fantastic.
Have a great new year, you guys. Merry Christmas and everything.